WeatherScope.
A complex situation tonight in the eastern United States. Heavy rains could cause urban and coastal flooding in the Northeast. Good evening and welcome to WeatherScope. I'm Mike Seidel. Jeff Morrow will have that story in a moment, but first there are some strong thunderstorms to tell you about tonight, and we started off with our severe weather map. And we still have some red on the map in the eastern parts of North Carolina, also across the Plain States, and we're keeping an eye on those areas. However, the watches which were in effect went out as of 30 minutes ago at the top of the hour. But we still have some storms, though, here in Texas and Oklahoma. A warning now out for Fannin and Lamar counties. Storms off to the northeast of Dallas, south of Dallas in Ellis County, and out towards the Texas Hill Country. You can see individual storms, generally slow movers and moving off to the south or maybe south-southwest. Watch out if you're caught under one of those. You're obviously going to get some heavy rainfalls and some ponding on the roadways. Also in Arkansas, heavy rains dropping south now into the northern parishes of Louisiana. As we move into Florida, it's looking better, although still some rain out on the east coast. Look at all the rain in the Panhandle. Tallahassee along I-10 over towards Escambia and Santa Rosa counties, right over towards Gulf Shores, Navarre Beach, and this is all moving east. Most of the peninsula tonight, though, will be on the dry side once those rains diminish in the Jensen Beach and Vero Beach area on the east coast. Take a look at these big storms now. You're under a warning in Sampson County, around the Clinton area, Goldsboro, and these are all moving east towards the Sounds. More rain, too, in line for those of you in the Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. And in line for more rain, too, those of you watching from New England and the Northeast. Quite an unusual situation setting up. And to find out more, let's go out to the desk with Jeff Morrow and Tom Moore.
All right, thanks very much, Mike. Indeed, we have a little bit of an unusual situation setting up in the Northeast. You don't often get a low-pressure area as strong as the one which is wrapping up, nor as deep a trough as the one that we think is going to dig on the East Coast. That will have several ramifications, which we'll touch on in just a moment. Right now, let's take a look at a satellite radar composite, and you can see the green shading here is rain, which is all located around actually a couple of lows, one over the Great Lakes, another one trying to work its way through the Northeast. But notice all this rain now starting to overspread southern New England, and again, to the north side of this low, there's a fairly brisk easterly wind flow coming in, and of course moisture feeding in off the Atlantic as well. Again, what is unusual about this whole situation is the strength of the system and how far south the jet stream is riding. Now, with the moisture banking into the mountains coming in off the coast here, there are flood watches up for northeast Pennsylvania and the Poconos and on up into the Catskills as well. This area has not seen a lot of rain this summer, but with this much rain coming down, there's still, at least in the mountains, the threat for a little flooding. No rain in Boston yet, but hey, the rain's on the way. It is spreading gently toward the northeast, now raining lightly in Hartford and about ready to get into Providence. It's been raining on and off around New York City today, but it's been farther south around Philly and Wilmington, down to Dover, and actually as we head all the way down to the eastern shore of Maryland, showers and some embedded thunder and lightning has really been causing some problems. Let's show you what Philadelphia looked like today. Again, Philly, kind of an example of the messy weather in the Northeast. About an inch, actually 1.4 inches officially so far in the last 24 hours. And the rain, as you can see here, was coming down pretty hard, pretty heavy. Temperatures got stuck in the 60s, and I think that's probably what we're going to be looking at as we head all the way on up into New England during the day tomorrow. Joining me now here in the Forecast Center, Senior Meteorologist Tom Moore. And Tom, let's talk a little bit about why this is so unusual.
Well, we're in August, and we have an area of low pressure, a fairly potent one coming through the Ohio Valley, and a deepening trough in the upper atmosphere, the jet stream dipping down in the east, allowing some cooler air